free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the best absolute entrepreneur that you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. We're all about personal development here, getting better, holding ourselves accountable, get up and have a kick butt day. Have a good one. Let's have a good one today. And today's topic I'm excited about: are you spreading yourself too thin? I've been asking myself this question quite a bit lately. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in with us this morning. Are you spreading yourself too thin? Do you got too much going on? And we're going to go over 5 points on how this could be potentially harmful, or what are some symptoms? What can happen when we spread ourselves too thin? We understand that this general concept is probably not good, but these are just things to look out for us to understand, so we can better handle the situations and improve the quality, the focus, and what we're doing. And so, not to delay any further, let's go ahead and jump straight to the chalkboard. Let's go over 5 points of what happens when we spread ourselves too thin, and think in your own seat. When is this point present? When is this point present? For me, number 1 is the one I'm trying to handle most. So think in that line. What resonates with me? What can I make improvements on today? What would make today great? What would make today want you to pop a bottle of champagne? Let's go ahead. Let's get our camera settings all situated. Okay, center stage. All right, that's cool with me. That works. Cool. All right. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a good Thursday morning so far. Got a couple extra pieces of chalk. So today we are talking about five points on episode 224 of when we are spreading ourselves too thin. We're just going to go with too thin. Too thin. So first point is, what happens when we spread ourselves too thin? Declining quality of work. Declining quality. I want you to think of a time where you're taking on too much. You're not sure if I should take on new goals. You're not sure if I should take on, maybe join this organization. Maybe I should just go and get involved with my community, or maybe I need to go help my family members. You got a lot going on in your life, and you're trying to think, okay, what makes sense for me to take on, and what doesn't make sense for me to take on right now? And this is a tough one to be honest with, because you got to find your balance between being able to push ourselves in the direction that we want to go. We as human beings, we crave taking on more, growing, developing, right? But we don't want to get to the point to where our quality starts to diminish. So if you can ask yourself, I'm looking at some of my notes over here. So some things to look out for: if you're struggling to meet deadlines, if you're just making more mistakes than you more commonly do, and you're just overlooking details. If you're making mistakes, if you're missing your deadlines, if you're overlooking important details, these could all be signs that your quality is starting to come down. And this point number 1 is what I'm trying to deal with quite myself, if I'm being blatantly honest, whether it's trying to get better equipment for the show, or I'm still trying to make sure to put better systems and software into my rental property business so I don't have to deal with it. And all of these things, it's asking myself, is the quality going down? So be very careful of the quality of our work. That's what people want, right? They want quality. Number two would be Exhaustion slash burnout. Exhaustion slash burnout. So looking at some of my notes. So this could be just putting ourselves too thin, constantly stressed out, or just having a hard time relaxing in general. These people who suffer, this one's not, I don't suffer from this one too bad, but I know it's very, very common when people are taking on a lot of different things. You want to incorporate new goals. You want to read those 10 extra pages. You want to make sure to go get an extra workout this week. You want to be making sure that you're eating healthier foods. You're trying to look up recipes to allow yourself to eat healthier foods, better meals to feel better. And this can cause exhaustion and burnout. So if you're feeling too exhausted all the time, and it's also diminishing your quality of work, then this could be a sign that you're spreading yourself too thin, and you might want to trim some of the fat and not take on too much. But being honest with the thing, like, can we push ourselves? Is this what we really want to do? But just be very careful. And these are symptoms, right? Our bodies will tell us, will warn us, like, you need to relax, my man. You need to relax and not be so stressed out. Try and take a moment to pause. These are all good things. So exhaustion and burnout. On to number 3, a lack of focus. A lack of focus. I just put focus and a down arrow, a lack of focus. So if we are seeing that we're having a harder and harder time to be able to focus on the things that we know we want to do, and we write in this notebook every Sunday, we're going through and we're writing out our goals for the week, and I'm looking at them, and I'm saying, okay, I'm having a hard time with this one. I'm having a hard time with this one. I have rewritten my goals for the week like 4 times over, and if they're not getting done consistently, then that can show maybe a possible lack of focus. We're having a hard time with focus. Other things from the notes: if someone's spread too thin, they have a hard time focusing on one task for an extended period of time. I like to do focus blocks. We've had episodes on focus blocks in 90-minute segments. 90-minute segments are my goals of get the cell phone out of the room. No internet connection on my laptop yet. I literally will turn off the internet, or there's focus apps. There's a lot of different apps that you can use to just not allow notifications to come in. And then bam, 90-minute window of like, this is all in. This is what I really want to do today. I found that's really helpful with focus. And don't feel like you need to do 5 of them a day. I literally only have 1 of those focus blocks a day, because I've noticed if I do too many of them, then I tend to not do them at all. So it's kind of a balance. But 1 a day for me for those 90-minute blocks on something I really, really want to be getting done. They may struggle with multitasking or switching between tasks. If you spread yourself too thin, you might catch yourself, you're running over here. You're trying to fix up, say, the basement. You're running over here and you're trying to fix up, say, one of your writing projects for your business. You're running back over here to follow. Like, you're not even finishing the task in front of you because you can't get your mind off of the next one. That could be a sign that we are spreading ourselves too thin. So be very, very careful of that. Lack of focus. Focus is very, very powerful. That's where all the quality of the work comes, and that's where we can get really excited, make progress, and avoid things like burnout as well. You can see how these are really starting to add together. Number 4 we have on here, neglecting personal relationships. Number 4, sign that you are spreading yourself too thin. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for tuning in with us. 4th sign, neglecting personal relationships. Neglecting. Neglecting relationships. So if you catch yourself neglecting relationships, what would this be? What does neglecting relationships be? I would put this under canceling on people last minute because, oh, I had this pop up, that type of person. You don't want to be canceling if you've already committed to something. This could be, what else do we have under? May cancel plans, or they just fail to follow through on commitments. These can cause a strain on relationships. So if we're not following through on the things that we say we want to do because we're spreading ourselves too thin, being careful of that, or just not giving the people in our life the quality of attention that we want to be giving them. If you're thinking about a bunch of different things and you're having a hard time living in the present moment, when you're in front of even the people who you love and care about most, this can be dangerous. This can be showing that we are neglecting our relationships and that it's really hard for us to focus in on what it is that we want to care about most. I mean, what are we doing all this for anyway, right? It's usually to be able to have this quality of attention, to be able to help people and have stronger relationships. Everyone I know that has a really healthy, happy life usually has strong quality relationships. So we don't want to neglect those. So be very careful of canceling plans last minute, being very careful of just neglecting and not keeping up with people and that kind of stuff. And that's all signs and a symptom if we are spreading ourselves too thin. And fifth, and finally, the last point we will be talking about today, episode 224, spreading ourselves too thin, is physical symptoms. Physical symptoms. Physical symptoms. Did I misspell symptoms? Come on, Tanner. Symptoms, yeah. Okay. Symptoms, physical symptoms. And what do we mean by this? Physical symptoms is that literally when we spread ourselves too thin, we can cause ourselves headaches. Our bodies will force us to slow down to the point to where we can get sick if we're running in too many different directions, 1,000,000 miles an hour. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to me. I feel like my body has communicated with me at a certain point to where, dude, you are so run down that like you're taking a break. I don't care. And then this can lead to digestive issues. What were some other things that pulled up on it? People getting headaches, muscle tension, just like muscles aching in general. It could be digestive problems. It's pretty wild that the human body can even work like that. Knowing that you're spreading yourself too thin, knowing that you need to slow down, knowing that you need to focus, knowing that you need to rest to avoid exhaustion, and then it just forces you into it and to do it. So being very careful, asking yourself, am I spreading myself too thin so I'm causing my body too much stress? And I don't want to cause myself to be sick, so I have to recuperate. This can be very careful. So be very careful about these. But these are 5 points, everyone. 5 points on spreading ourselves too thin. Which one, the challenge would be for you is which one of these 5 points do you think resonates with you the most? Which ones could you improve today? Which ones could you lean into a little bit and be honest with yourself? I'm doing too much of this and not enough of that. And this could even be, I'm taking on too many things right now. These are my priorities. Remember, if you have more than 3 priorities, you don't have any priorities at all. That's from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. Absolutely fantastic book. Highly recommend. But being very careful, understanding our priorities so we can really have great quality. What do people pay for? What do people really pay for at the end of the day? They pay for quality. And not just pay for it, but what do people crave? They want quality attention. We want quality relationships. We want quality health to avoid those physical symptoms. We want to be able to focus, being able to better focus on what it is. Forgive ourselves for not being Superman, Wonder Woman, and doing a million things all this week, and understanding that we might need to cut down, trim off some of the fat so we're able to have better quality, have the proper energy. Because if I've noticed when my energy is off, I'm feeling exhausted, then my focus is trash. If I'm exhausted, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be able to focus for these 90-minute blocks to try and really push myself. The chances increase dramatically when neglecting relationships. Again, you see how all 5 of these points work together flawlessly to show that we got to be able to focus on just a couple things that really want to move and change with our lives. So that is the challenge for you today, friends. This was episode 224. I'm wishing you all an amazing, fun-filled Thursday. Try something new. Go help somebody do something. Maybe you cut out a few bad things, and then so say if you cut 2 bad things out, and then you just add 1 thing that's going to allow you to improve the quality, help your focus, help your attention, help your health, all these things. So cut out a couple bad things, maybe toss in 1 good thing, get it out in your notebooks, puke it out, or contact me. If you're looking for a life coach, I'm your man. Send me a direct message. Right now, I'm offering 2 services, and that is the 6-week challenge, the 6-week best self ever boot camp over 6 weeks. That's for people who really want to push themselves. And then additionally, I have one-on-one coaching where we work together one-on-one to create your plan and to make sure you're being held accountable towards your goals. So that's what I got offering going on, guys. I hope this was helpful. I know sometimes number 1 can be a real pain in the butt for me. I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. And then what diminishes the quality of my work? And we don't want to do that because we want to impact people in a powerful way. So we're going to keep showing up and try and making things better and better, but focusing on the right things, right? That's all I have for today. I hope you guys have an amazing, fun-filled Thursday. Cheers to you all. I'm out of here. Don't spread yourself too thin and focus on the good stuff, right? Thanks, guys. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the next episode where we will be live 7 a.m. Central Standard Time with another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show. Cheers, friends. I'm out.